Healthy soil isn't just about what you feed it, it's about what lives in it. Earthworms are one of the most critical players in creating fertile, vibrant soil, quietly working beneath the surface to aerate, enrich, and balance the environment for roots and microbes alike. But while you can attract earthworms with compost and mulch, there's a powerful, often overlooked method that works long-term growing plants that naturally attract and support worms. Some plants build worm-friendly conditions by offering consistent moisture shelter and organic material. Others feed the microbes that worms love to eat, and, a select few do both. If your goal is to turn your raised beds or backyard into a living ecosystem rather than just a growing space, it's time to start planting with worms in mind. Let's explore the most effective plant allies that will not only attract earthworms, but also enhance soil structure and health for seasons to come. Comfrey is one of the top worm-attracting plants you can grow. With deep taproots that plunge several feet into the ground, comfrey draws up nutrients that most plants can't access. When those nutrient-rich leaves fall or are cut and dropped back onto the soil, they decompose into a high-quality mulch that worms absolutely love. As the leaves break down, they create a feast for microbial life, which becomes food for worms. This closed-loop system makes comfrey an ideal companion in raised beds, food forests, and even container gardens. Its dense foliage shades the soil and conserves moisture, two critical elements for creating a worm-friendly environment. Whether you use it as a mulch producer or a soil anchor, comfrey turns your garden into a worm buffet. Alfalfa is another standout. Known widely as a cover crop and a livestock feed, alfalfa also plays a huge role in soil enrichment. Its roots run deep, opening channels in compacted soil and feeding microbes with exudates, natural sugars secreted by roots. These sugars stimulate microbial populations that, in turn, attract earthworms. But the magic doesn't stop there. Alfalfa fixes nitrogen in the soil through a symbiotic relationship with bacteria on its roots, making it a gentle and consistent source of fertility. Earthworms gravitate toward the microbial zones around these roots and linger in the soft, porous soil that results. You can grow alfalfa in between crop rotations or even in the corners of raised beds as a living soil booster. Clover, both white and crimson varieties, brings an extra layer of benefit to worm-loving gardens. As a living mulch, clover stays low to the ground, covering the soil and keeping it cool and moist. Like alfalfa, it's a nitrogen fixer, improving fertility over time. But its greatest value really lies in its constant organic matter supply. Clover drops tiny leaves, stems, and root exudates that feed the soil food web all year long. Worms find these zones ideal for feeding and reproducing. And because clover spreads quickly and forms dense mats, it also helps control weeds without compacting the soil, a perfect combination for raised beds and pathways. Winter rye deserves a mention too. As a cover crop planted in fall and grown through winter, rye produces an enormous root system that breaks up heavy soils, adds organic material, and offers consistent protection for worms from freezing temperatures and desiccation. When cut back and left as a mulch or tilled in lightly in spring, it becomes a smorgasbord for decomposers, especially worms. Dandelions might surprise you here, but their value as a worm-attracting plant is real. These common weeds often grow where soil is compacted or poor, and their long taproots break up tight soils and bring minerals from deep underground to the surface. As their leaves die back and decay, they add organic matter that worms feed on. Vetch, another legume, takes nitrogen fixing to a new level and creates an almost sponge-like root zone. It's particularly good in poor or degraded soils. If your space is limited or you're growing in containers, Even simple additions like basil or marigolds can help by contributing light organic matter and sustaining some microbial activity. The real power in planting for worms lies not in any single species, but in combining them strategically. A border of comfrey, an understory of clover, a background of alfalfa, and seasonal coverage with winter rye create a dynamic soil ecosystem. These plants work together to keep the soil covered, moist, aerated, and rich in organic material, all the things worms need to thrive. With each passing season, your garden bed becomes less of a static patch of dirt, and more of a living, breathing system that maintains itself. Encouraging earthworms through strategic planting isn't just about improving soil, it's about building resilience. Worms recycle nutrients, break down organic matter, and keep soil porous. When they're thriving, your plants grow stronger, need less watering, and resist pests and disease more easily. If you're ready to take your gardening to the next level and finally unlock the secret to living soil, plant with worms in mind. You'll soon see softer beds, greener crops, and fewer struggles in every season. For more worm-loving gardening techniques, don't forget to subscribe and share this guide with a fellow grower. At Hydrohaven, we believe real soil health begins underground, with worms leading the way.